The Deep Talk with Mr. Henry.
It's a beautiful yet another episode. I can't thank you enough for making time to watch this show. Jetovude Pakakati. Thank you so much for always making time. Okulaba Shena Batulaba live on Galaxy TV Sunday. Thank you so much. And if you watch this show on YouTube, big up on yourself. Download the Galaxy Digital. You can watch it anywhere, anytime. Genda ku Google Play or App Store. So Lokubanga Olaba Shena. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this your number one show. For the short time we've been around, you love this show, you spread it, you look forward to it. You've voted it number one over and over again. My name is Mr. Henry, and if you're watching for the very first time, I want to welcome you to the family. Today I'm very happy to have a legend in the game. It's known every day that you find somebody who's been in front of a camera, speaking on the microphone for over a decade. Nasigaranga Achadi star. And now he has political ambitions. He has one of the best voices you'll ever hear. There's a guy, this is like 5 years ago, meanwhile.
Yeah.
There's a guy I was looking at. He's a Kenyan presenter.
Yeah.
So I was talking to one of my producers. I was like, ono guy need deposit host ya kabina gamba. Nino dobozi wano tuina guy ali na ningambani. Nangamba to my Tuff B. I went and watched Tuff B for like an hour and I'm like, man, this guy is good. How are you?
I'm okay, my brother. Nice to meet you, Mr. Nice.
Pleasure.
A gentleman who has to be too nice
I
to a
know.
point that sometimes I have to walk away from him because he's too good.
I know.
Those
I
are few
know.
people in this
I
world,
know,
but I'm glad to be here.
Pleasure.
I love Deep Talk. I love it because it brings out artists' hearts. They speak
Yeah,
their hearts,
yeah.
and yeah, it's a privilege to be here, my brother.
So many people don't know that you're Robert Sechide.
Sechide, exactly.
People know the name Tuff B.
Our nicknames sometimes get to go a bit far than our regional names. Previous, by the way, I auditioned to be a news anchor.
You did?
I did. I went for being a news anchor. In that time, that was around 2007.
Yes.
So there was Joyce Bira, Joy Doreen Bira, there was Sean Chimuli, there was me auditioning to be news
2007.
anchors. That is
That's
2007. NBS television,
NBS.
exactly.
Sean Chimuli, yes,
So nebagamba TV not to be maybe a current affairs twagalayo omuntu wa entertainment. That is how I crossed. Nakola mubukozi ka demo nebagamba no stick in there.
Entertainment.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes. So there's no way I could keep the name Sechide Robert. It sounded boring.
So Tuff B comes from where?
School.
Yes.
That is very stubborn as I grew up as a boy. I'm the only boy my mom had.
Yeah.
So basumbuwanga nobachapamu.
Yeah.
Mama yakomawo n'agamba, if you get on my nerves, I'm going to call you a tough brother to put some sense in your head.
Okay.
So later tugenda ku ssomero nga nabo watawanya muddo mbagamba, let me go get my tough brother to put some sense in your head.
Yeah.
So that's how the kids at school had to carry to Tuff B, and it began from school.
For the Tuff, I get it. But then B.
Tuff brother, it starts from the brother, comes from the brother.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tuff
So they
brother.
began to call it Tuff B, then it has to grow. Genda okusala okuva mu primary to secondary.
Yes.
They call it the same. Yeah.
Take
that's
us
how it
back.
is.
What comes first? Is it the media or the music? What comes first?
The media comes first,
The media
definitely.
comes
The media
first,
comes first. The media did come first, and I was a very aggressive host. Because when I did Henry, it was tough.
You had to
Breaking
be
through.
good to be
You had
known.
to be too good to
Yes,
be
yes,
known.
yes.
While in a TV nga Nyatano, and they were very good hosts that time. Strucker Baby,
Yes.
Dennis Mawanda, Kazora,
Yes.
Charles Somonike, kati abo bonna bamanyi, those were very good hosts. Now for you okujjayo omuntu bakutegeere, you had to be super good. So I had to do something different from what they were doing, and some had to pull through.
Oh yeah.
Nembajjamu omutwe bwe nti.
What inspired you to say that? Let me have a knack for media.
For media. Now, something I loved way back from when I was a child. Getting into mass communication and journalism, a diploma at UMCAT.
Oh yes.
Tuba tuli awo bali n'agamba naye there's a new TV opening, and Naveta is looking for some fresh, good talents, sharp guys they can use on air. N'antwala ne Sean Chimuli, and that's how it started. And that's how it kicked off.
Your first ever TV.
That's it.
Wow.
Saddamu kudda mabega oba kuwanka.
So now where does the music come from now?
The music now comes in when I was doing events. Later on, around 2010.
Because you start media 2007.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now I start rolling out. Now Shea Kwatayo around 2009, 8. Ekuteyo nyo. Properly kati. Tuli ku roller coaster. Awo ndaba ndine ba Bebe ne ba Radio Wizo we working out kati. Kati Radio Wizo mba gigi yange twagitanga Good Life Christmas Party. Barawo kujja. There's a guy doing banners, a match Muita Naz, and some other guy called Lisa, who is the manager to Shiba.
Lisa,
yes. Tubagamba okuyimba Christmas party batusasire nyingi ngenda byeyimbira. Byeyimbira.
For real?
The next year 2013 nenkola dogo Christmas party.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Then you went to the stage.
But they overcharged us.
Oh, yes.
Ngamba neba babuze chakwa kya kabinyo. Ngenda byeyimbira. And that's how it started.
You started music.
Just there. But I had passion for it. And I'm like, no, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're among the few people that have done media and then also done music.
Yes.
For some, and events. For some people, it confuses the brand somehow. Didn't you have a moment in your career where you felt like kati Tuff B presenter or Tuff B omuyimbi and I know kulembera? Did you ever feel like
I think the versatility is very important because vitambulya mu kintu kyekimu. R. Kelly is a producer, an artist, a media mogul. Lil Bow Wow is a show host and an artist. So they go together because vitambula byombi, you need something to do extra. That's why you see a couple artists like Juliana right now are into online podcasts.
Oh yeah.
She
worked on radio before, Juliana.
She did work on Capital
Bebe Cool worked on radio.
Bebe Cool worked on Capital FM.
Yes,
so
yes.
it's
Lady and Baba's worked on radio.
Definitely. It's just a thin line. Byebimu bifaanagana.
Yeah.
So ogenda okulaba kiringa bokera ku macha nga Mr. Henry, you are show host or hosting a mubala.
Yeah.
Or host. It's the same thing. Just oba onoonya versatility eyo gikozesa okuyingiza akaki. Akasente because you realize let's say akasala ka TV kaluddewo kagigi ka bandi nga kajja.
That is very true.
I'm being honest with you.
That is very true.
So genda okulanga oluusi akasala ka TV tekazze mu budde nga Roots Band erina okuyimba ku kyembaazo sikeyo bubiri.
That is very true.
And that's how you build a momentum. So I think it is about being versatile but also doing things around the same docket of what you experienced at.
Yeah. What do you think flourished more? Was it the Tuff B of media or the Tuff B or Muyimbi?
I think but they both did flourish because I had a couple hits. I had Yambuna, I had In the Water, I had the Golio. These were good songs, all of them. They made some money for me. But people knew me so much on TV because TV I was a natural. Wala abantu botuleka Mr. Henry olaba ngali kumpewo okonogamba kibulamu but they are naturals ngane womujja mutuno muteka microphone maso you're not going to be like I know you won't even get bored for a second or take it. So a few of us are that natural. So I think TV kwanali natural.
Yes now TV music ngate tunatuka ku politics. We've had a lot of musicians transitioning.
Exactly.
Especially Mueve, no? Why is that so? Why does it feel like it's a scapegoat for everybody? Like in Sobrokova music or actually even media personalities. Banjinyo. Never sala politics. What's happening?
I think sisijja kukiita nti abayimbi bangi n'aba media personalities.
Yes.
First and foremost, abayimbi n'aba media personalities emitimu gyaye bagikolera mu bantu. Through events, news reporting, ogenda mu butalo okukola these shows, they relate with the common person. Ate they are approachable because omuntu wa wansi aba abamanyi ate abanguyirwa. Bamulaba bamumanyi banguyirwa musembeera n'okwagala omuconfininga mu ku bye bayitamu ne byatambulyamu. So it makes it more easy for an artist ne journalist okunvertinga love eyo n'attachment eyo n'agifuula obululu. Omukulembeze. But the only problem is what I've realized ekisinga okutawaanya abantu is I always tell people we should stop making people feel like they don't belong. Kikyamu bintu si bya balooya ba doctor ba professor ba PhD holders nedda. Everyone belongs. Okitegeera. The only difference between a lawyer and a doctor and an engineer and a professor between them and an artist is they have had the privilege of going to schools that have built their confidence nezibaletera okubaleetera nga bafiringa entitlement nti byabwe bokka because yagenda mu Cambridge yagenda mu Heritage yagenda mu Stanford kitaawe yali asobola omuwa akasente ako n'afuna confidence ye mulaga nti ali entitled to it. Naye I've had a chance of sitting with them on the plate of dinner or lunch and when you have a conversation with them you realize they're not all that. Okitegeera kati ekifuula omuyimbi n'omunnamawulire okubanga they easily become leaders. One, they are approachable. A lawyer in his suit and Benz omuntu wawansi amulaba ng'omuntu gw'atasobola kusemberera avuga emmotoka ye ng'endabirwamu ziri waggulu omwana wa boda ate n'omugamba ssebo mbadde nyina kye nkugamba
tajja tegeera nakuye tagenda kuba approachable naye ate ono omuyimbi agenda kuba approachable. That's what gives my president his excellence Robert Kyagulanyi Eba an upper niche because he's relatable people.
And people can easily approach him. They feel like they have known him through the music industry. So in case they feel like
and the kind of message he used to spread in the music.
Exactly.
Before we dwell deep into that, don't you reach a time and you miss the media? This is something you've done for how many years? Over 10?
15 years.
15 years.
15 years.
Every day you have the schedule planning for the show. You're used to being behind the camera. Touchy me singer.
Yes, you miss it. You miss it because I'll be honest with you, I'll never leave the media. What did I give them? I'm building my own podcast because I love to have conversations.
Yes.
It's a place where you feel solace. Now, Mr. Henry Manyo chiwulira.
I know.
It is you being natural in your own space. So yes, I miss it. Yes, I love it. But I get a chance to do it.
How hard was the decision for you to leave the show?
To leave the show. It wasn't really hard. I planned it and told my boss 15 years tops. Chiba chimala. 15.
You told him this in 2007?
I told him this in 2014.
14?
Exactly. Nemugamba ngenda kuma omugagga for 15 years. Chimala.
Sure. Bar raised so high.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a piece of you that feels like demo? You know when we do these shows, when we do these shows, for example, I know how I fought with the deep talk. From where we've come from, pushing the show, promoting the show, deep talk netuka ku level MP aspirant
exactly
to speak and reason. When you leave the show, you feel like Abanga Bebe Cool. 15 years doing that show. Leaving it, do you feel like it's you've left it in the right hands?
They sat me down. They asked me who I think would do it better. Nembagamba guys, I've been a versatile kind of host. I could speak Swahili, I could speak English, I could speak Luganda. Now, when you're stepping out and you want the show to have some good consistency, you have to identify a host. Again, okusobola otuula unga bwana akubira kuita dance ole sim. Ngayagala je kuseta gena mubuza
anyono. That's
the first advantage of the kind of host kweyagala atulewo. Ebisigadde no baleka pano beating because we have different interests ngatufuna gine emirimu. Passion preceded me. Simanyi oli agenda kuddawo oba agenda kuba ne passion yemu nganzi gyenakola ki gyenaina because me in my workspace bajja kugamba once it was cut tewali kirala from the cameraman to the producer. Everything had to be on time. Kati ebyo nabyakolebwa ngaki passion okwagala okwo. So but I think the person who I recommended to take it on is not a bad person. He'll fit in. He'll fit in with the time.
You're the one who recommended him.
Yeah. I did recommend him. I did recommend him because I was like, no, I think I can do a good job.
Okay. What's the one thing you feel like you would have maybe probably done better, but you were out of time? You know, there are demons we fight with when we're alone. I wish I would have done this. I asked, there's a time I had to sit down with Asan Kasinje, and I asked him what he thought he would have done better when he was the AIGP. And he talked about the welfare of the
policemen.
You, as a legendary media host, 15 years on the show, is there that one thing you feel like you would have twitched a little bit?
I think I did everything. I took this show from local to East Africa. I took this show to Rwanda, to Kenya, to Tanzania.
Yeah.
I built a brand that when you cross to the entertainment industry of Kenya, they won't question who Tuff B is. So will you in Rwanda, so will you in Tanzania.
Yeah.
So
Yet
I think
it was only a weekend show, by the way.
Exactly. So I think I hit the beam. That's why I was like, no, Chimala, even if you dance the best, you have to step aside.
You have to step aside.
Then secondly, generation N, their speed is way so fast. How they understand things is not how we understand things.
Yeah.
Back in the day, for us to build a brand, never could take it onto you, Mr. Henry. It is how you did your job,
exactly,
how you executed your work. Of late, for you to build a brand, you have to kuvuma Tuff B, demeaning, despising, but again, kuvuma for you to become someone, which was not in our scope of work. So no, I'm not in this. I can no longer fit in this space. I feel like how it's being disrespected is no longer my space. When I was there, it was respected. When we actually HT, but we were treated like kings.
Yes.
Now people even despise this job.
TikTok na basho.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So no.
You would have done after retiring. You would have gone no funanga farm. Where's the village? Where does that become? Much India. No funayoga farm. Or probably no kolanga consultants. People have done it. Roger Mujisha.
Exactly.
You would have done events. Dr. Mitch in Gwang. You would have probably now done like a podcast.
Exactly.
No sigaranga tori. Ku NBS neno genda
no
dawali. Why politics?
I'm not for average. I hate average. Abavubuka abami abasajja abasinga, they are for average. I have a nice car, I have a beautiful house, wimbabu bamngisa buyingiza sente, nina mukyala wange. I'm not for average. I'm for the best. So the most important thing is I've grown up in much in the East. Much in the East is Gaba, Kansanga, Kabalagala, Muyenga, Bukasa, Namuongo. Now, I've grown up in this suburb and I've gone to Jack and Jill as a school. I was there for my nursery. So I've grown up in this suburb, and one of the things why I had to step up is the unemployment scare that is taken on this much in the East. Nsacho itevude ku bavuka botabana milimu nti abavuka bakera mu kunywa njaga, kulya mayirungi, kunywa mwenge. Now, most of the boys I grew up with, some of them are devastated. Beta midwa n'ensi. Omusanga nagamba mwana Tuff storage. Fimwa twabiva kwa guy ina masters mukasamvu. Nenga tena chakola. So I was like, oh, this is way too bad. I can fix this unemployment problem. Nengamba, what can I do? Bandi Bungereza mu Westminster nenkope ngeje baransa unemployment. One of the guys are funding a Dolphin Foundation where I take care of autistic children. Njapukua these pictures. Young Mayor Duncan Moen, he bought for us space in Chigo where we're taking care of those kids. Nangamba, no, this is how we fight unemployment here. We create what they call job centers. No one knows really a few of them. However, I can put one in Kabalagala or Chibuli or Namuongo. Now, when I put a job center in Kabalagala and I make sure from the most learned person, mpaka wansi kwata some, they drop their LC letter, photocopy of national ID, and a photocopy of driving permit. Never be take out. With my experience in the media, using NAB, the chairman is right now Dr. Innocent. Tagenda kunyima bulango bwabwerere nga nange ekintu ekiyamba abantu. Place an advert on Galaxy FM, Galaxy TV, NBS. Ononya mukozi kikachi. Ononya mukozi wa byabukugu, ononya mukozi akola mirimu gya wansi. Jangu job center ya Kabalagala tukuwa muki omukozi. You can't advertise for 3 months. As I speak right about now, waliwo mugagga nanyine forward yagobye driver ta reporting a sente mbudde tamanja ajja mulala. There is a wife to Mr. Henry who's been calling Kabale for a maid for the past 3 weeks. Tanaba mufuna. Net transport amusindise. Tibanamule ya mukozi oyo. Exactly.
The other one said I sold land.
So I'm trying to make sure I put a bridge.
No, but I understand what you're doing.
Yes. When take our bridge wakati wabanoonye emirimu n'abagina. Naye bridge eyo nenjijanjawaza. I'm making sure buli anoonye omukozi w'atuukira because I have their paper trail ebibakwatako kitegeeza senga akubba omanyi w'omulopa. aye naye senga omunyaga amanye okukulopa. So I'm going to make easy for people who are looking for workers to have one stop center where they can get them. Once I do that, I'm very sure after 5 years, bank is unemployment. That is why I came for MP.
Someone would ask, isn't this something you would have done without you having to go to the parliament? If you have been enlightened to that extent, why do you still have to go and say
parliament?
Parliament, why?
Now, if I have to approach people, now, like, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Henry, much in the East, 90% of the organizations' head office is much in the East. Zimukwano, the medical stores, whenever calling more businesses are with IHK.
Yes.
If I knocked at the Mukwano gate seeking for an appointment to see him, Namugamba Sechi Diagara Kulava, being a no one, Taja Kumpabude. But there's no way you're going to tell him the area MP wants to meet you. Agambo ya antwara muchitundu mwendi.
Yes.
Sebo badde ogamba ki. Munaye mbadde nteesa olina badriver lukaaga. Constituency ennenge y'okolamu emirimu gyo giweeko badriver 250. Agenda kumbuuza what's the catch nfunira wa nedda sebo. Banna abakyala baabo chairman LC1 owuli ne LC2. Kabagende bakubirize buli nnyumba. When they go to buy Butto from the shops, they buy Fortune. If they're buying soap, they buy White Star. Your product sales go up because you're employing people from the same suburb.
When Tuff B was still a musician, he used to rub shoulders a lot with Bebe Cool.
My good old friend.
Your good old friend. Now, some people don't know what happened between the two of you. And now you are working with Bobi Wine.
Exactly.
You chose a party because, respect with your political ambitions and career. You chose the National Unity Platform.
Exactly.
That is headed by Bobi Wine.
Yes.
Why? When you have a background with Bebe Cool, whatever happened, why no? Those are two questions in one.
Me and Bebe Cool were young boys who supported each other as we were coming up. He was an artist, I was a host trying to grow. I think that time the beef was business. The beef was business. We understood. It was more of like Movado and
Cartel
and Vibes Cartel.
Yes.
That the concept was derived from Jamaica. That was from Movado and Vibes Cartel. The concept Nejamu Uganda. Then of course His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu and Bebe Cool had to customize on it and make some good hits, which I do appreciate. However, how do I pick interest? Me, I never supported Bobi Wine music.
You didn't support Bobi Wine's music?
I did not. However, when he began to speak about the atrocities facing the common person, he began to win my conscience. Akayimba kasoko kunkuba kali bibuuzo. Newe nyimba lwakubeera nannaku naye nga bino byennyimba si byamasanyu buli obulumi obumalagala ku mutima. That is where it starts.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, now what is this gentleman talking about? Then later on, as he transits to get to speak about what the common man's going through, my mind echoed to the legendary Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. I began to see him in that context. Because first and foremost, Mr. Henry, ba elites batu disappointing. Bada ku Twitter ne batuvuma, ne batu criticizing, complain about everything, the so-called doctors, lawyers, engineers, the so-called I know all, but they're the most selfish people. Tebasobola kuvaayo kwogerera muntu kyayitamu. However, they want to criticize oyo avuddeyo kola ki okyogerako. So me, when I saw a brother who I respect, His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, take up and have the balls to speak truth to power, I was supposed to go in his corner because I felt the same way of how he feels about this country. Ante kyatandikira wano kyatandika immediately nga yakagenda mu kalulu k'ekyaddondo East.
Kali
akasooka. If you can go to my social media,
make you I've seen everyone has known for a minute.
So I began to have debates with Bebe Cool nga tubyogerako nenga ndaba yengeri gyalabamu ebintu sijembirabamu.
If I'm to ask you this question, Bebe Cool and Bobi Wine, who do you think reasons better?
I'll say the same thing I've already said over time. Do not put His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu in that same statement about reasoning with Moses Sali. These are two different mindsets.
I hear you.
Do not put His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu in the same
You're
line.
among the few people that have had the privilege of associating with both
exactly.
of them. Yes. I'm wondering, the first time you approached
Moses Sali's world stops around him and his family. That is his
he's
world.
trying to break the chains.
I'm being honest.
He's doing it for himself.
I don't have anything against him. All I'm saying, his world stops around him and his family. His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, his world stops at every Ugandan man, young boy, their future, how they slept last night, what the future holds for them. These are two different kinds of mindsets. So you cannot put them in the same phrase or even put them in the same line. You're totally trying to demean my president.
They can't be in the same
They
statement.
cannot be in
The first time you approach him, because you were Bebe Cool's friend, the first time you approached Bobi Wine, what were his words, if you do remember?
I've had the conversation and interviews with Bobi Wine.
Before
you even approach him, his music will speak sense to your head. You will start to reason from.
the first time you meet him as a person,
his lyrics will speak sense to your mind.
Yeah, the first person you met, the
first time I met him
as a person directly.
Oh, he was a bad man. He was a bad man. He was a bad man. He was not a bad man as in bad, but he was a gangster then.
Yes,
he was a gangster. He had a war bus. He had a war bus with fire bus, where this bus would stop and over 25 of them would come out of that bus.
Yes.
Now, those days, me and Moses Sali would move like 2 guys in a car, 3 guys.
Yes,
it was normal moving alone. Now, here you face a war bus of over 25 guys.
Jabaite gali yali tambulira mu bus.
Buno bugali gali. Yali gali. Yali gali ngetambulira mu war bus. Ngate saga. So then you would not even have a conversation with him because you look at him from a distance and be like, man, dude is a gangster.
Yes.
Now later on, when you listen to his music,
you get to understand the kind of messages.
Then you start to see and realize the bad man and the gangster you see is different from the Ssentamu Kyagulanyi, who has a home and the family. Then you start to respect him.
We're going to go for a short break. When we come back, we'll still dive deep into the reason why Robert Sechide, we know him as Tuff B, is coming into the political space. Let me tell you the story.
Yes.
I'm with Ducks Vibes. We're rehearsing. I'm hosting him at the Shades of Kampala. And then Bobi Wine comes. I didn't expect him. He comes. So I gave Bobi Wine a call when I had just started out in media. I'm talking about Galaxy. I'm talking about, I think it was 2018. This thing surprised me to the bone. So he sees me and is like, but do you know that on camera, you look bigger than what you look? And then Angamba, Nechimani, you called me on my birthday in 2018. I had forgotten. We are in 2025. He reminded me something I did in 2018.
He never forgets.
He never forgets.
Never forgets.
And that's a quality of somebody who
pays attention to details.
Thank you. But the National Unity Platform that he heads is associated with hooligans. That's what people say. People say that Nope is a party of hooligans. That's what we're going to dwell into after the break. Tovao. It's the Deep Talk. My name is Mr. Henry.
The Deep Talk with Mr. Henry.